Pedestrian walks on a bridge above vehicle traffic in New Delhi as the city is enveloped under thick smog. Don't you think it's scary? After Delhi's air quality index deteriorated to be in the poor category, the Commission for Air Quality Management, or the CAQM, has ordered the implementation of Graded Response Action Plan Stage 4 in Delhi-NCR. Owing to the calm and stable atmospheric conditions, the air quality index has crossed the 450 plus benchmark, that is the severe plus category. Other parts of the NCR, including Gurgaon, Noida and Greater Noida, also recorded poor air quality. Later, the Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas revoked the Graded Response Action Plan Stage 3 restrictions in Delhi and NCR. Measures under Graded Response Action Plan Stages 1 and 2 will remain in place. These include a ban on diesel generator sets except for emergency and essential services, not allowing the use of coal or firewood in tandoors, mechanized sweeping of roads and water sprinkling on roads. Later, the CAQM Subcommittee on the Operationalization of Graded Response Action Plan noted that the AQI of Delhi has been progressively improving from 346 on November 11 to 294 on November 14th, which is about 100 AQI points below the threshold for invoking Graded Response Stage 3 actions. The CAQM has imposed restrictions including the ban on construction and demolition activities under Stage 3 or the severe category on Graded Response on October 29. The construction ban exempted certain projects like work on linear public projects like highways, roads and flyovers, sanitation and water supply projects, metro and railway services and healthcare facilities. While the Commission revoked the restrictions under Stage 3, it has however said that construction sites and industrial units which have been issued specific closure orders on account of violations or non-compliances with various statutory directions under no circumstances shall resume their operations without any specific order. So now, what is Graded Response Action Plan? Graded Response Action Plan is a set of emergency measures that kick in to prevent further deterioration of air quality once it reaches a certain threshold. Stage 1 of Graded Response is activated when the AQI is in the poor category, that is 201 to 300, and recently, for instance, the AQI in Delhi was 211. The second, third and fourth stages will be activated 3 days ahead of the air quality index reaching the very poor category, that is 301 to 400. The severe category, which is 401 to 450, and severe plus category, which is above 450 respectively. For this, the CAQM is relying on air quality and meteorological forecasts by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology and the Indian Meteorological Department. So now let's try to understand how it is different from the last year. The CAQM revised the Graded Response Action Plan earlier this year. The Graded Response was first notified in January 2017 by the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. This was based on a plan that was submitted by the Central Pollution Control Board, that is the CPCB, in November 2016. According to the notification, the task of implementing the Graded Response fell on the now dissolved Environment Pollution Prevention and Control Authority for the NCR. From 2021 onwards, the Graded Response is being implemented by the CAQM. In the version of the Graded Response that was notified in 2017, measures kicked in after pollution concentrations reached a certain level. This year, measures are preemptive and will kick in based on forecasts in an attempt to prevent the AQI from deteriorating further. The older version of the Graded Response Action Plan was enforced based only on the concentration of PM 2.5 and PM 10. This year, the Graded Response Action Plan is being enforced based on the AQI, which takes other pollutants also into account, such as ozone, sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen. Some of the measures in the revised Graded Response are also different this year. Measures enforced. For the first time, it specifies that state governments in the NCR may impose restrictions on BS3 petrol and BS4 diesel four-wheelers under Stage 3 or when the AQI is likely to reach the severe category. In the severe plus category, Graded Response imposes a ban on plying of four-wheelers in Delhi and NCR districts bordering Delhi except for BS6 vehicles and those plying for emergency or essential services. Under this category, there will also be a ban on the movement of Delhi-registered diesel-operated medium and heavy goods vehicles in Delhi, with exceptions for those carrying essential commodities or providing essential services. Restrictions on some construction activities will also set in earlier in the revised Graded Response Action Plan. A ban on construction activities except for those involving railways, projects of national security, hospitals, metro services and linear public projects like highways and roads will be imposed under the severe category. In the previous plan, the construction ban was implemented only in the severe plus category. Construction activities on linear public projects like highways, roads, flyovers, pipelines and power transmission will be banned under the severe plus category this year. Under the severe plus category, state governments may consider additional emergency measures like the closure of schools, plying of vehicles on an odd-even basis, and decide on allowing public, municipal and private offices to work on 50% strength and the rest to work from home. So what are the citizens required to do? The revised Graded Response Action Plan also has a set of measures for the public to follow. Under the poor category, this includes keeping vehicle engines tuned, ensuring PUC certificates are updated, and switching off vehicle engines at red lights. Under the very poor category, it is suggested that citizens use public transport and replace air filters in their automobiles. Under the severe category, a recommendation is made to work from home if possible and not use coal and wood for heating. Under the severe plus category, Graded Response advises people with chronic diseases and children and elderly to avoid outdoor activities. The CAQM has constituted a subcommittee for the operationalization of the Graded Response Action Plan. This body includes officials from the CAQM, member secretaries of pollution control boards of UP, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, the Central Pollution Control Board, a scientist from the IMD and one from IITM, and Dr. T.K. Joshi, Health Advisor, Center for Occupational and Environmental Hazard, Maulana Azad Medical College. The subcommittee is required to meet frequently to issue orders to invoke the Graded Response Action Plan. The orders and directions of the CAQM will prevail in case of any conflict between directions issued by the state governments and the CAQM. Measures under the different categories of the plan are to be enforced by the pollution control boards of the NCR states and concerned departments and agencies, including the traffic police, the transport department, and road owning and construction agencies. So, let's now try to understand what not to do in different stages. In stage 1, when the AQI is poor, that is ranging from 201 to 300, stopping all construction and demolition activities with plot size of 500 square meters or more, which have not been registered on dust mitigation monitoring portals, mechanized sweeping, water sprinkling on roads, enforcing guidelines on use of anti-smog guns at construction sites, enforcing ban on open burning of waste and PUC norms for vehicles, DISCOMs to minimize power supply interruptions in NCR, encourage officers to start unified commute for employees to reduce traffic. In stage 2, that is when the AQI is very poor, ranging from 301 to 400, what not to be done is that not allowing coal or firewood in tandoors at hotels, stopping use of diesel generator sets except for essential and emergency services, that is hospitals, railways, metro services, airports, water pumping stations and projects of national importance. Enhance parking fees to discourage private transport. Augment CNG or electric bus and metro services by procuring additional fleet and increasing the frequency of service. Now in stage 3, when the AQI is severe from 401 to 450, ban on construction and demolition activities except railway, metro, hospitals, sanitation projects, etc., linear public projects like highways, roads and flyovers. Closure of industries that have PNG supply and are not running on approved fuels. In industrial areas that don't have PNG supply, industries not running on approved fuels will operate only for 5 days a week. State governments in NCR may impose restrictions on BS3 petrol and BS4 diesel four-wheelers. And in stage 4, that is the AQI belongs to severe plus category, which is more than 450. Stop entry of truck traffic to Delhi except for essentials, CNG and electric trucks. Ban on plying of Delhi registered diesel medium and heavy good vehicles in Delhi except for essentials. Ban on plying of four-wheeler diesel vehicles in Delhi and districts of NCR bordering Delhi except BS6 vehicles and vehicles used for essential or emergency services. State governments may consider additional emergency measures like closure of schools and plying of vehicles even on odd-even basis. NCR state governments to decide on allowing public, municipal and private offices to work on 50% strength and the rest to work from home. Last but not the least, ban construction and demolition activities in linear public projects such as highways, roads and flyovers.